Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Jack Weinberger and Robert Ziggy Ziegler at the University of Virginia. A loaded Week 15 slate. Unfortunately, we can't start the show normal. The guys are just making fun of my mustache before we started. I don't understand.
I don't know why you insist on growing that mustache. You do it every couple of years. It never turns out well.
This is the first time I've really shaved my full face, and it's just been the stash. And you know what?
That makes it worse.
You know what? I'll say it.
How many carnivals have been to the last couple of days?
I've gotten a few compliments from girls on this. So that means more to me than you guys.
More playgrounds or carnivals? And how many of those girls have boyfriends?
Why are you lying?
How many of those girls have boyfriends?
Zero of them have boyfriends. I'm telling you, some people like the stash. You can leave it in the comments section. It's not horrible.
People hated my stash. But I think my stash looked better than your stash.
I see. There's a difference between you walking around Tequila Cowboy in Pittsburgh with a visor and a stash, and me just doing a show in the basement.
If you find this discussion scintillating, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You can follow us on our YouTube channel. Go member, get a chance to enter into giveaways. We used to advertise the Pick'em League, but at this point, the Pick'em League's basically wrapped. Though the Week 16 giveaway in the Pick'em League will be coming soon. So you can enter into that. Follow us on social media if you want to support us another way. We've got a Twitter, we've got a TikTok, we've got an Instagram, we've got a YouTube. We don't have a Facebook yet. We don't have a Blue Sky yet.
Facebook,
who knows?
I
Maybe
think.
we'll get on this platform.
The hell is Blue Sky?
You know what Blue Sky is?
Blue Sky franchise?
No, that's a social media
Blue Sky's
platform?
the new social media network everyone's going to.
I've never heard of it.
It's perfect for us.
Is there a dark cloud?
Minnesota's becoming a Blue Sky franchise.
Wait, what is Blue Sky?
Is there a dark cloud?
It's like Twitter.
Twitter? Really? Never heard of it.
I can't believe you never heard of this.
No. I think we have a LinkedIn page. Do we? We actually do have a LinkedIn page, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, follow us on LinkedIn.
Follow us on LinkedIn. On your quest to 500 connections, the Paul Farrington Show could be your next connection.
We'll probably friend you back.
And then, of course, if you can't listen or watch on YouTube, you can always check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, Ziggy has clearly mastered the CTA on this show. So, today we have game picks for Week 15, but we're going to start. We thought it would be fun, and maybe I thought it would be fun, if I shared my top 5 games of the week with the guys, and we'll quickly, over the course of a few minutes, discuss them, what's at stake, and we won't share a winner because the game picks is when we'll get into that. We'll give you a reason to stick around. But
you can probably figure it out.
Yeah. On the outside, you could. It doesn't take a brain surgeon on this show to be smarter than at least me and Jack. Ziggy's a pretty smart guy, and I'm sorry to loop you in there. At least me on this show. So, top 5 games. I'm going to give an honorable mention. So I guess top 6. Dolphins at Texans comes in as my honorable mention. 2 fun teams to watch with Stroud and Tua leading the way. And the Dolphins still have this outside chance. I actually was doing the playoff predictor today, and it comes down to the Dolphins and the Colts for me, depending on a few matchups here or there. So despite the record, despite the tough start, despite Tua's injury, the Dolphins are still right there. They need every game pretty much.
Yeah, I thought, looking back at Week 1 early on in the season and the offseason as well, that this game was going to be really a lot bigger than what it is. Like, I was super excited for this game down the road. Now it lost some luster, but still super important for both teams, really. It would be a good one for the Texans, too.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's, as you said, the Dolphins, they will need 10 wins to have a chance of making the playoffs. After this, they host the 49ers, go to Cleveland, go to the Jets. So that's winnable, but you've got to win this Houston game. If you can't beat Houston in Houston, you have no business making the playoffs, and you won't make the playoffs. So, yeah.
Well, and at least the good news.
Been on a tear.
The good news for the Dolphins, too. Game indoors in Houston. It's not a cold weather game for Tua, so usually he shows up in them. If the Dolphins do win on the road against the Texans, which Texans,
You're not a pushover.
Yeah, that's also, it's not a signature win like we thought it might be earlier in the year, but it's still a
college
game.
Football. You don't need signature wins. You need wins on the scorecard.
Yeah, and just still go on the road to Houston and beat them.
So still a very good win and an important one. Where in the AFC South, real quick before we get into the top 5, in the AFC South, where are the Colts relative to the Texans right now?
They're 6-7. The Texans are 8-5. I don't think they have a prayer of catching up because the Texans also won both the head-to-head.
Yeah, so the Texans
There's
would
no
really
chance.
So that's like being 3-4 games up.
Yeah, with 4 games left.
Yeah.
Well, if the Colts win out, the Texans have at the Chiefs and the Ravens the next weeks.
And then they finish at the Titans.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But if the Colts win out and the Texans lose to the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens, the Colts win the division.
Yes, I mean this.
That's
again,
kind of
like
No, then the Texans also have to lose at the Titans.
no. Aren't the Colts 2 games back in the loss column? The Texans are 8-5, and the Colts are 6-7.
Yeah, so they'd be 9-7. The Texans would be 8-7. The Colts would have to win last week too.
you're right. Colts have to
they
win
have
it.
to win.
Colts
Yeah,
have to
you're
win
right,
it.
they have
Yeah,
to
what
win
the hell's going on here, guys?
I mean, yeah. So this is a must. It's kind of a big game for Houston because if you chalk the 2 road games as losses, like you never want to bank on the last game of the season.
In some games. Well, they host.
That's
They host
if the
Ravens.
Colts win out as well. So
the
I mean,
Colts have the Broncos, the Titans, the Giants, the Jaguars.
They're not winning all
I don't know
four
if they
of those.
beat it. I don't know if they win all 4 of those
Richardson can't
games. Yeah.
If they beat the Broncos, I think the Colts win out. And then
Anthony Richardson can't win 4 games in a row.
I'd be floored.
Yeah, that's where I've been pretty generous in my playoff predictions with the Colts. Is that I've just assumed they're going to win games, and then you go watch them play the Patriots, and
There's a reason why the Texans are minus 10,000 to win this division at DraftKings.
well, maybe there are some odds. Oh, Ziggy throwing out sports books, no sponsor here. Maybe what's the Colts
Plus 900.
value? Could be a value play right there. Just saying. Okay. What I'll do for the top 5 games here, I'll put a 2-minute and 30-second timer on. We'll give people some PTSD from their alarm clocks in the morning. We'll have a 2-minute and 30-second timer per game, so we go through without going crazy. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah, we're trying something new here.
Yeah, it's a little bit like what was it? Pardon the interruption. When they came out, they had this new creative idea of having the clock in the corner per segment. So here we
Our
go.
goal is to give you less content. So that's what we're trying to do here.
I took off work tomorrow, so no alarm clock for me tomorrow.
Oh, so we can go all day. We can go all day tonight. Here we go.
Nope, we're sticking with the program.
Actually,
right.
by the time you're seeing this is what, Thursday?
Yeah.
So we're recording I took off Wednesday. I took off Wednesday.
Zach, I don't think anybody cares.
I don't think anybody cares either.
All right, so here we go. Top 5 games of week 5. We'll start with the Colts at the Broncos. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the timer here. It's not the sexiest game in the world, but when it comes down to playoff implications, this is probably the most important. You know what? Not probably. This is the most important game for the 7 seed left on the calendar. If the Broncos win, they are in very, very good shape to hold on to that 7 seed. If the Colts win, I think that schedule, like I said, if not the division, the wild card becomes much more in play for a Colts team that no one could have seen this for. Like, no one looks at the Colts and says playoff team, but here we are.
Oh, hey, it's the horses versus the horses. It's the horseshoe against the Broncos. It's the Colts against the Broncos. One of my favorite matchups of the entire football season. Because you got the nays versus the nays.
The logos?
Yeah, it's the nays versus the nays. Nay. But I look at this game for Denver more so than the Colts. Denver currently holds that 7 seed. Denver's playing well. Denver's at home. And Denver has to defend home field here and take care of the Colts, who I believe they're a better football team than.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, Paul, right? If the Colts lose to the Broncos, their playoff odds are 9%. If they beat the Broncos, they're 67%. So this game makes a huge difference for them. Unfortunately, Bo Nix has been playing a heck of a lot better than Anthony Richardson. The Broncos defense is a heck of a lot better than the Colts defense. I'm not sure this is going to be particularly close. Broncos up. No Colts forged. Give me the Broncos all day.
I mean, if the
not
Broncos...
that you know who I'm picking to win, but come on.
If the Broncos, though, if they drop this game and Miami goes and wins in Houston, I mean, that's a 3-horse race.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Well, with the
like
with
that?
the entire and hey, the Bengals just won a game too. You know, the Bengals have their 8 losses.
The Bengals are out.
they're pretty
The
much out.
Bengals are in the playoff picture,
But they're
technically.
in the picture, but here's what it is for Denver. If you want to be a serious football team, and I think they view themselves as a serious team, whether or not anyone thinks they can go and win in Buffalo or in Pittsburgh, wherever it might be, you got to beat the Colts. And they've had 3 straight games now. They beat the Browns, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Falcons convincingly, fairly convincingly. Beat the 3 teams that they need to beat to be a serious team. I expect them to take care of. Well, I'm hiding my picks.
Like we said too, Denver all season has beaten the teams they're supposed to.
Yep.
So go get it done on your home field today. Oh, at the buzzer.
There it is. 2.5 minutes.
That's my third buzzer beater of my career.
All right, so do you guys like the Colts and Broncos as a game right there? We'll revisit.
I think it's worthy of top 5.
I'll say this though: if you're going to discount playoff implication considerations that much, that tells us some things about what you ought to put higher on the list.
Look, when we get to the end of it, you guys let me know what you think of the list. Okay, starting up the clock again. Here we go. Number 4, the Thursday night game, the Rams at the 49ers. Ziggy's basically, it's very funny to me, Jack. Ziggy on all of our shows is like, yeah, the Seahawks get a win here against the Packers, and that's pretty much it for the division. And I was like, Ziggy, if the Seahawks win and the Rams are able to beat San Francisco on the road, they're up 1 and the Rams have the tiebreaker.
If the Seahawks lose to Green Bay, you mean?
No, even if he's like, if the Seahawks win, division's over. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, Seahawks still got the Packers.
Rams are winning this division.
They could. The Seahawks still have the Packers and the Vikings and the Rams at the end of the year to make up another game. So I think actually this game here, San Francisco's not totally out of it. They're not in great shape, but if the 49ers get a win, the way they looked against the Bears, they could be reintroduced into that NFC West competition. On the other side of things, the Rams just went and beat the Bills. I mean, they just beat arguably the best team in football, or one of the best. And I think both these teams could reassert themselves.
I'm intrigued with this game because we've talked time and time about the Rams, and they have these games like they did against Buffalo where they look flat out awesome and unguardable. Stafford looks like a freaking MVP, and they're right in the thick of things. Now they go on the road though to a team who's not dead, who had a very, very, very important and much needed win, and looked like the 49ers that we're used to seeing last week. How do the Rams now go on the road to that hungry Niners team and respond after beating Buffalo? Because you can't afford a short week hangover when you're right in the thick of the division race.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks or the 49ers, their last 3 games have all been decided by 25 points or more. So like it's been blowouts forwards and against them. But I don't know. You talk about this game. We talked about the Eagles yesterday and about how the vibes are getting torched there. Deebo Samuel, exactly the same thing is happening in San Francisco. Dude. He's complaining about his role. He's complaining about Brock Purdy. People are saying he and Brock aren't getting along. I don't know, man.
Dude, it's about damn time you said something. You cost my fantasy team for like 5-6 weeks in a row here.
Big blank Brock. He's back. He's back.
If the 49ers lose this game, they are out. They're already in bad shape, but they're done if they lose this one. And the Rams, man, 49ers, the Jets, the Cardinals. Those are 3 winnable games going into your last one against the Seahawks. I think this is the most difficult one. So get this win here.
Paul can just ignore the time.
Yeah, so you just go blow past the timer, I guess.
I'm just carrying over a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like soccer. It's like soccer. If you're in the middle of a thought,
you're done.
That alarm really is terrible. It's such a vicious sound.
That's not my alarm in real life.
I hear that at 7 every day, and I want to hang myself. Well, that's true. I probably should say that. I want to punch a wall.
I view this segment more as a professional soccer game where if I'm in the middle of a take, if you're in the middle of a possession,
extra time only applies to you, Paul.
You can just finish it off. Like you finish it off, and then when Ziggy when I finish, and then Ziggy punts the ball the other side of the field with his new take, clock's expired. We move on.
I love watching you finish, by the way.
Yeah.
But also, it's like football. You can take a snap, run around with 0 seconds, and it's not over until you throw the ball.
Yeah, and then I finish my thought, and the play's over.
Yeah.
So
I think it's all right.
All right. The third best game of Week 15, and there are just so many good games. This is going to be a fun week of football. The Packers at the Seahawks, another NFC West team, another huge game where we'll see what happens Thursday night. But if the Rams are to lose, Seattle has a golden opportunity to put their foot down on the NFC West. On the other side, I want to see how the Packers respond to this Lions game. I think the Packers have some tough games coming up to end the year, and whether or not we start to seriously consider them a Super Bowl contender starts with Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers, too, are looking to avoid that vaunted 7 seed in the NFC and avoid going to most likely Philly in the first round, which is probably the worst draw for anybody.
Except if you're the Panthers.
Or the Steelers.
Yeah.
You'll see this week.
Do you know what vaunted means?
Did I use that wrong?
Vaunted is when you're like praising something or saying it's awesome.
I thought vaunted meant like bad. What word am I thinking of?
I mean, you could say that. I think that's fine.
No, you can't.
I thought Didn't you think vaunted?
What did you say? You would say vaunted.
Vaunted
Vaunted
7
7 seed.
Oh,
I
I thought you said the vaunted eagle. Oh.
Oh, well, a 7 seed that you don't
Well,
want.
whatever. It's close.
A 7 seed that you don't want.
1 minute, 18 seconds on the clock.
Off of that loss to Detroit, a game that you could 50-50 chance at the end, game-winning field goal, bad taste in your mouth. Now to go to Seattle, a team who's playing very well, 3 wins in a row, Sunday Night Football at home. I'm curious to see how this Green Bay team goes in there and can perform under the lights on the road.
Well, I'm glad this is ahead of the 49ers game because this is the game that really decides the NFC West. If the Seahawks are able to win it, they're going to run away with the division because I think they're that good. I know they've got a tough schedule coming up. This is a must-win for them. I think it's a must-win game for the Packers too. Again, not because they'll miss the playoffs, but because you care about seeding, you care about vibes. It's an important game for them. I'm really excited to see what happens here. We're going to learn a lot about both teams from this.
Oh, so vibes do matter. I'm pretty sure we've been like the vibes guys most of the year, and Ziggy's usually like vibes don't matter. That's the stats and the numbers.
I never give stats. I'm a vibes guy, 100%.
I agree with you.
I'm a vibes-based philosopher.
Oh, and then I totally agree with you, Ziggy. If Green Bay wins this one, we talked about it in the preview show, Seattle's the threshold in the NFC. You beat Seattle, you're a Super Bowl contender. You lose to Seattle, or at least a playoff contender. You lose to them, you're probably not advancing too far.
This is Seattle's first real opponent in a bit, too. I don't know how good Arizona is. They're definitely not Green Bay. So we'll see how they take care of business as well.
Well done. Well done. There's a touchdown right there.
Tried to finish when you heard the timer. You just kept going. You ignored it.
I was completely in my own world. I was setting up, I was just setting up the corner kick, and the goalie was running down.
I just caught a ball in the corner of the end zone as time expired. Yeah. That's what just happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's move. Let's move on.
Let's go.
The number 2 game. All right. The clock started. The number 2 game. Steelers at Eagles. Battle of Pennsylvania right here. Really hot Eagles team. Overachieving Steelers. No, I'm kidding. Kind of overachieving Steelers team.
Yeah. Total is what, 7.5. You could say that.
And we this is another one of those games we're talking about. Do you believe in a team? Do you believe in the Packers? Go beat the Seahawks. Same way. Do you believe in the Seahawks? Beat the Packers. Do you believe in the Steelers? Go into Philly, give them a game, and don't just give them a game. Win the game. George Pickens probably won't play. That's a huge piece of information that we need to sort out first. But I think this is a great chance for the Steelers to go on the road and pick up a signature win.
I know it'd be awesome. I hope we do. Like I said, I have a bad feeling about this one. I've grown up watching us just get murdered in Philly. Even near we won the Super Bowl, we got murdered in Philly. No George Pickens really hurts. This Steelers team
is that confirmed?
As Tomlin said, it'd be a long shot.
Okay.
Tomlin doesn't lie. When he says it's not happening, it's not happening.
This Steelers team is tough. They will put up a fight for a little bit. I just think it's a spot for Philly to get these monkeys off their back with the media and all this nonsense. A home game against your in-state rival, close win against Carolina. Let's go bounce back, get right at home in front of our fans. I have a bad feeling about Pittsburgh, and I hate to say it. I like Philly minus 5.5.
Yeah, this is a critical game for both teams. The Steelers still technically have a chance at the 1 seed. The Chiefs have some tough games coming up. But if they lose this game, the division's in question. The Eagles, similarly, they're looking for the 1 seed here. You really want to win this. If you don't, I think the Lions run away with it. So huge stakes for both teams. Both teams pretty good with questions about the quarterback and on offense. Going to learn a lot.
And you mentioned it as well with A.J. Brown. He's the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Brandon Graham drama was going on this week in Philly. It's a really good Steelers defense. So maybe not the best place in the world to go up and try and rejuvenate that passing attack, but somewhere that or something that the Eagles do need to figure out pretty soon because the season's wrapping up here. Okay, 10 seconds to spare. We'll move on to our last game, the Bills and the Lions. To no one's surprise here. I mean, this is just an awesome game.
You don't even really need 2.5 minutes to explain why this is so awesome.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a ton of fun. Josh Allen, Superman, coming off one of the best quarterback performances of all time in a losing effort, going up against I don't even want to say injury-plagued Lions anymore. Just a really good Lions team who's hasn't lost in forever, so it feels like. This is probably the toughest game the Lions have left, and that's including Minnesota, San Francisco, going to Chicago on the schedule. So neither of these teams really need to prove something. If anyone did, it might be Buffalo and that defense coming back, who just got scorched by the Rams. The Lions is not much easier, but if there was ever a time to make a statement and say, hey, we don't suck the way the whole media is saying we do, go do it against Detroit.
A game like this, it's hard to last 2.5 minutes. I'll do my best here. Buffalo on the road this year against good teams, they've had their road woes. We saw in Baltimore, a team who can run the ball very well, gashed them, destroyed them by 20-plus points. The Rams offense, great pass and attack, hung 44 points. Now, Detroit, they can do both. They have weapons who can run the ball and they can throw the ball, weapons all over the place. Again, in Detroit, Buffalo's back on the road, only 4-3 away from Highmark Stadium this year. So that's what I'm looking at here is, can Buffalo finally get that signature win on the road and prove to people that they are legitimately a contender?
Last week the Lions bled a little bit. They weren't able to lose, but it was close. The Packers had a chance to do that. Josh Allen's a better player than Jordan Love. I'll just put that out there. I don't think that should be very controversial. If anybody could go into Detroit and hang with them and single-handedly win the game out of any player in the NFL, it would be him. He's coming off one of the best games of his career and a huge letdown. I think we're going to see some real fireworks this week.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch this one. And I'm pretty sure that's the Fox game of the week. Brady will be there.
I mean, it better be the game of the week.
I think Fox.
The Lions are 1.5 point favorites at home.
Isn't Fox Steelers, Eagles, CBS's Bills, Lions?
No. Maybe you're right.
I think Fox is Eagles, Steelers.
You might.
Who
be
cares? Right. I don't care about broadcasters. I care about football.
Wait, it's a good point. Wait a second. So a neutral field, the Bills would be favored in this?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Right? 3 points, isn't it? 3 points for home?
Yeah.
Wow. That's shocking. Okay.
It's all the injuries.
So yeah, it's a great point. You got to wonder if they'll catch up to Detroit.
You're so smart, Ziggy. You're just so smart.
All right, Ziggy, you able to do the game picks here?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's hop into the game picks. We'll wrap up the week. This is like the first week 15 preview, week preview show that we've done where we've really previewed the week. Normally we do like power rankings or some other game. Like this is straight up.
No, we're just telling you what are the games, what should you care about.
Yeah.
And we're leaving off the Vikings-Bears because we hate the NFC North, apparently.
Hey, I'm pumped for Vikings.
The Bears, was that an 8-point spread? The Bears suck.
Yeah.
That'll just be a runaway.
We'll get there in just a minute. So Ziggy, Zig or Zag, I'm so sorry.
No, we're recording this too early, but the Zig or Zag picks may be coming out on our social media platforms.
Great. Okay, just informing everyone. So let's start the game picks. Thursday night, the Rams go to the 49ers. We talked about this. This is the fourth best game of the week of week 15. San Francisco, 2.5 point favorite.
I like the Niners. They're back on track. They're going against the Bears at home. It's Rams is tough after a win like that to continue it 4 days later. I got the Niners at home.
Rams are hungry. Matthew Stafford's hungry. Give me the Rams.
Let's ram it, Ziggy. I got the Rams as well. The Commanders are 7-point favorites at the Saints.
Well, I got the Commanders. The Saints can't win 2 games in a row, so I got the Commanders.
Commanders cover.
Yeah, the Saints will be praying for some help in this game.
If they pray, they might have a shot, actually.
That could. Did you see? Oh, real Ziggy, did you see the Pope accidentally tweeted at the Saints? He tagged the Saints. That was great. You got to check that out, Jack.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
Saints social media ran wild with it. He wrote hashtag Saints with the Saints logo by accident.
I'm taking the Saints.
Maybe for good reason. The Bengals 4.5 point favorites at the Titans. Only 4.5.
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
This line feels fishy. I don't care. I'm taking the Bengals.
Wait, the
Bengals aren't that good.
No, but the Titans are horrible.
So are the Cowboys.
The Titans just lost to the Mac Jones-led Jaguars.
I mean, if the Cowboys catch a ball, they win. They win.
Yeah, it has to be the Bengals. I might put everything on that. The Dolphins at the Texans. Texans 2.5 point favorites.
Fins up.
Fins up.
Yeah, all right. Fins up with you guys.
Better quarterback wins the game.
I don't know if that is the logic I'd use. All right, the Chiefs are 4.5 point favorites at the Browns. Man, look at this.
Give me the Browns. We're going to Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns still.
Give me bad Jameis over Patrick Mahomes.
I'm taking the Browns also.
Yeah, you talk about a blue sky franchise versus a dark cloud franchise. This is it right
Cleveland's low-key haunted.
Yeah, but 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
That's haunted.
I'm going to go
There's
with the
supposed to be
Chiefs.
some drizzle. The Browns thrive in situations.
The Ravens lost at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
I think the
afternoon.
Browns are a tough team. It's for anyone to beat right now, and that's kind of surprising.
I think the Browns are better than the Chiefs.
They could be, but the Chiefs are luckier than the Browns. The Cowboys at the Panthers. Carolina, a 2.5-point favorite. Bryce Young turning it around. Not so
lead 'em
fast,
boys.
Jack.
Cowboys.
I'm not taking the Panthers. As favorites? No.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, I was ready to take the Cowboys, but I'm going to go with the Panthers. I'm going to give Bryce Young a little love here. The Jets are 3.5-point favorites at the Jaguars.
Jags. I'm picking the Jets over again.
I'll take the Jets, I guess, even though I hate it. I'm going to get made the fool.
I will take the Jets too. The Jaguars, they won 10-6?
The Jags are better than the Jets.
10-6 against the Titans. I just that offense is horrible. The Ravens at the Giants. Baltimore 14.5-point favorites
I'm taking the Giants.
on the road.
I have the Giants plus 810 in the money line. I sent it in our group chat yesterday. Paul, you can attest.
Yep.
I'll take the Giants plus 810 outright.
Plus 870 now.
LOL.
Plus
No,
870 on the
give
money
me the
line.
Ravens.
I got the
I can
Giants.
hear the Giants covering. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I might put $1,500 on the Ravens and have it be the easiest $100 I've ever
I have the
made in my
Giants.
life.
I know. How do you think that Philadelphia felt this weekend?
I know, right? The Colts at the Broncos. Denver, a 4.5-point favorite in the fifth best game of the weekend.
The horse pull. Look at the horses. SMU gets in. You got the Broncos, Colts. I got
Great week to be a horse.
I got
Great
Denver.
week.
Denver mile high.
Yeah, you're not picking against the Broncos. No chance.
I'm with you guys, Broncos. Oh, wait. Yeah, I am. Because I had the Colts making the playoffs, but actually losing this game still. So we'll see how the miracle works. The Patriots go to the Cardinals, where Arizona is a 4.5-point favorite.
I got the Cardinals. I mean, you would hope.
Feels like they should cover that, no?
Yeah, I mean, they're the better team at home off a home loss. I got the Cardinals.
This Patriots team is bad. That spread makes me worry about the Cards, but give me the Cards.
Yeah, something weird about that. I got the Cardinals too. The Chargers are 3-point favorites at home against the Buccaneers. I mean, that game also could have been in the top 5. It's
That's
a great game.
too.
Bolt up.
I'm going to bolt up as well. I'm going to bolt up.
All right.
Whenever I pick the Chargers, they lose.
I will
Same.
also bolt up. This is weird. I really like the Bucs. Like, I feel better about the Bucs as a team than I do the Chargers, but the Chargers, their defense is number 1 in opponents' points per game allowed.
I didn't know that.
I didn't realize that either. I'll go Chargers. Steelers at Eagles. Eagles 5.5-point favorites. Heart or head?
I'm going with my head. I'm taking the Eagles, but
Horrible.
Pittsburgh backdoors late.
Horrible.
Pittsburgh loses 34-30, 31.
I don't believe in the Pittsburgh offense. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I really want to take the Steelers, but I'm
Me-
going to go Eagles here.
Me too.
I want to believe, but A.J. Brown will get right. The Bills at the Lions. Detroit 1.5-point favorite.
Detroit. I ain't picking
let's
against.
go Buffalo.
I'm picking
Let's
against.
go Buffalo.
I'm picking against the Lions ever again. Lions are better than the Bills.
I need the Bills, so I'm picking the Bills. Heart overhead. The Seahawks at the Packers. Green Bay, a road 2.5-point favorite.
Seahawks at home on Sunday Night Football.
I'm doing a little Seahawk with my arms, but no. Give me the Packers.
Oh,
I
okay,
believe in
okay.
them.
I'm going Packers too. I think they're just better. The Bears at the Vikings. Minnesota is a 7-point favorite at home on Monday Night Football. Remember, we've had trouble in this same
Don't care.
situation before.
Didn't ask.
Vikings triple cover.
This is where
Yeah.
Caleb will have like
I'm not
600
taking
yards.
Caleb Williams ever.
Me neither.
Not going to Minnesota.
I'm going Vikings, but this will be a close game, and I got the Vikings though. All right, that'll do it for the Week 15
We're not doing
preview
Falcons
show.
Raiders.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut it off. Falcons Raiders.
Falcons.
What's the line?
Falcons.
Do we have the line?
Who knows?
I cut it off at the bottom. I missed the game. I'll go.
Falcons
Is
are
Minshew's
4-point
playing,
favorites
right?
on the road.
Minshew's playing.
Probably.
He has to because O'Connell was carted off.
I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay.
I'll go Falcons too. I'll go Falcons too. All right. There you have it. The Week 15 preview show. Appreciate you zooming in from Virginia, Ziggy. And we will see you for the reaction shows coming out on Sunday.